So, welcome to the Atlanta Real, where real life, real talk, real stories happen right here. Now, today we have a beautiful young lady named Malavika Aeron, an incoming third year student at UBC Sauder School of Business. She is a trained career coach at UBC, and her team has helped 700 plus students in their career journeys. Outside of school, she has developed a multi-dimensional portfolio by working with financial service companies. She has been selected as a UN ambassador serving the Council of Mississauga in Canada. So welcome, Ms. Malavika. We're so happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here.
Now tell us a little bit about what brought you to Canada.
So I came to Canada about 5 years ago as a student in high school, and I came here with my family. My dad was setting up a business here, and back home, I always had a goal to study abroad. So I saw it as an opportunity where I was able to come to and experience what Canadian educational system is like. So I came along and moved with my family, and then I started high school here. Then I stayed in Mississauga for 4 years. And then after that, for the past 2 years, I've been living in Vancouver, where I'm pursuing my Bachelor of Commerce. And then, yeah, that's the story of how I've been living in Canada.
That's cool. Thank you for sharing. Now, how did you develop this passion for career development?
So ever since a young age, I was very involved around campus, around extracurricular activities at school. And so because I was so passionate about all these things, I was always constantly looking for opportunities to get myself involved in various kinds of aspects. I took on study abroad. So I went to University Laval in a French immersion program, and I wanted to experience all these different things. But there were very few people or that I could call mentors where I was able to ask them direct questions related to the different fields. So when I went to campus, I saw this opportunity to become a career coach, and it was a student committee that was helping students explore their career journeys and their passions. That was very, very appealing to me. So I used my past experience. I applied to that program, I got accepted. And then from there on, I realized that there's so many students who are at this age, or they're in a very important phase of their lives. They're exploring what they want to do, they're exploring where their passion lies, what they're good at, their strengths, their weaknesses, all of that. So I thought it was a great opportunity for not only to serve that student community, but also to learn from that student community. And so when I became that coach, in one of my classes, we were doing a project. And then so that project required us to make a business plan. And so I surveyed students and found out that this is a problem. So I created a business plan. The project was called Accelerate, which later turned into a company from the recommendation of my professor. So he liked that idea so much. He encouraged me to go out and pursue it as a company or as a consulting services, initiative. And that's why I used it as a passion. I used the COVID period because it impacted me as a student. I was supposed to go to France for my global seminar, and that got canceled. So many similar stories with so many students where their internships got canceled. So I used that class project to actually turn it into something bigger and help students recover from that COVID impact to regain and build their personal brand or regain internships. So, and that's how Accelerate came into place, and I am still pursuing career development.
That is so cool. So I think you covered part of it, and my next question was, you have said in your bio that you're a trained coach at UBC. What exactly is your role in this position? I think you covered a lot in the
a little bit.
In your talk. Now, going back to your bio, that you have developed a multi-dimensional portfolio with financial companies. Now, what is that all about?
So it's coming from a business family, I was very much interested in the different areas of business, whether it's the supply, whether it's product development end to end. But then exploring all these different areas, I realized that my quantitative decision making with finance is one of my strengths, or is very success, or I've been successful in that. So
Is there
following
any area or specific area of finance you're talking about?
So I right now I'm still developing my interests and experiences in investment analyst positions, but very recently I took on a position as a program specialist with a corporate finance institute. So that company is an online company that offers students um, education to become financial analysts. So they offer certification courses. So as a program specialist, I'm able to combine my knowledge of finance, which I'm still developing as a student, but also combine it with my passions of helping students in their academic and career journeys.
Wow. So, so multidimensional, like what does multidimensional portfolios mean?
So, how I look at it is that I'm still exploring different areas of finance, whether it be investment banking, whether it be business strategy analyst, and looking at that. So I took on different roles. Like for
Right.
Accelerate right now, I'm focusing a lot on the investment side.
Investment part.
So we reach out to angel investors, we reach out to accelerator programs, and then
Okay.
we try to pitch them the company in a way as a valuable investment. So that's a very important skill to have in the industry. Same thing as a program specialist. I also research the companies, or I will be, for the summer, I will be researching the company's financial statements and researching around finance and using that to publish articles.
Okay. That's cool. Thank you for expanding on that.
Absolutely.
You were also selected as a UN ambassador and serving the City Council of Mississauga, and that is so amazing. And how did that happen?
So I was selected to serve as a youth counselor for the city of Mississauga in 2016. I um, I was introduced to this opportunity at a volunteering platform. So I was volunteering with the Library of Mississauga, which is part of the public initiative. And there, my mentor introduced it to me, where she told us that Mississauga has this youth council, and they elect counselors every 2 years, and you should apply. So I applied to that as a 16-year-old, and I told them, I was very blunt, I was very honest about how I was passionate about, developing, making it better for the youth. And so the ward 11 counselor was very impressed, and then he took me on in his team as a youth counselor, which I served for 2 years. Following that experience in 2017, I applied to be a UN youth ambassador in one of their conferences. So it was through the Friendship Ambassadors Foundation, which is essentially, they conduct youth councils every year at the UN headquarters in New York City. So I got selected for that, to work on the UN sustainable goals.
Okay.
And yeah, I think a big part of the success was also the support from my entire family. All of us kids have been encouraged to go out there and apply for things with confidence. And so part of the reason that these successes come about is that you're able to break the barriers of your own fears, right? And go out and explore and apply to these programs. And so when you
Right.
take that initiative, it shows people that you, like, despite you being very young, you have something to
Right.
offer, you have something to learn. And so using that confidence to gain such positions, I think, is a crucial step. And so breaking your fears takes long, but it is so
Right.
crucial in that entire process.
Right. So now, where do you have time to do all this? How do you manage your time, your school, and all these extracurricular activities or the passions you're pursuing?
I think that it's just a matter of motivation that comes from within. So all these things that I have pursued have been at my own terms, where I've been very interested in them to pursue these passions. So I try to fit it into my schedule. Another
Right.
important thing is determination along with scheduling. So I try to break
Right.
it down into daily schedules of, okay, I have these many classes and I have this meeting to go to and this interview to attend and this conference. Then I will plan my schedule accordingly. I think a big part of it is also communication with all the authorities and seeking support. So using that support network, whether it's from friends, whether it's from family, in my case, was a very big part of it. So using that support network to keep you motivated in those areas has always helped me to stay on track and then explore new things and add on new things.
You already talk like a thorough professional. I think by another 2 years' time, you would need an assistant to help you with all this.
No, I think it's also just juggling between extracurriculars. Like sometimes you take on a project that is maybe 1 or 2 years in a 2 year contract or a 1 year
Right.
contract, and then you continue from that to build on your future experiences. But
That's so
thank you so
cool.
much.
Yes, I can't even imagine where I was when I was your age. Probably like a timid, shy person somewhere in South India growing up, just attending school and through my, studies. That's all,
Oh,
probably.
no, but thank you. And everyone has their own journey, and you're doing so amazing right now. Like everyone inspires me, or like is so inspirational in their own ways, right?
Well, thank you very much. And I just wanted to ask you, like,
Hmm.
role model.
Hmm.
Is your role model?
Um, Very frankly, my entire family has served their share of being my role model in different ways.
Wow. Mhm.
My dad has always pushed me to become or to apply and go out and explore. He's always reassured me that I have the capabilities that it takes to be successful. My uncle has always taught me that hard work is so important, and you have to put in work to get somewhere, which is crucial. And so to be ready at that stage, I think all of my family members have played a very important role. Everyone has supported me. They've brought resources to me as a kid, and even now as a student. We've shared our resources, we've shared our information. And yeah, like I was referred to this interview through my sister. So I
Right.
think having that support of the family, where you share resources and you
Yeah.
share information, is very important in determining one's success.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. So now that you're wearing all these different kinds of wonderful hats, what do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I see myself gaining some experience in the financial services industry. So right now, I'm taking on internships. I am part of the Sauder School of Business Co-op program, and so through that program, I'm taking on internships uh, in different roles. So I think in 5 years' time, I want to get a clearer sense of how to develop um, how to develop in those business areas using my educational background. But when it comes to Accelerate, which is a personal project of mine and a passion project of mine,
Right.
I think in 5 years time I really want students to be able to connect with someone in their industries. So a lot of the times there's an overwhelming amount of information that's available in career development and career resources that is online through different career coaches, through different agencies and companies, but there's very few students who are able to reach out to mentors in their respective fields. Interview process and resumes and all of these different areas of career development look very different when you go from tech to finance to social development to law, for example. So in 5 years time, my vision for Accelerate is that students are able to connect to a mentor that is an expert in their field, and
Right.
then gain sort of guidance from those experts.
Okay, so are you on social media? Like, if people want to follow you, like, are you on any social media platform, active on any social media?
Absolutely. As any other millennial, I am super into social media. I am active on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn, and recently so. But I'm also very active on LinkedIn or Instagram and Facebook. And I also have my own website. So accelerateplus.ca is the website where students are able to reach out to me if they want 30-minute sessions and connect with me over any of those
Cool.
platforms.
Very cool. So, what is your advice to other millennials like your age who are watching, who will be watching eventually?
Um, I think my one advice to them would just be go out there and do it. Like a lot of the things are scary and they sound intimidating, they are big. So doing that not because you're not afraid, but despite your fear, right? So I was scared to do a lot of things. I was scared to apply for a lot of things, but just going ahead and doing it, even though you're scared to do it, is much more powerful way
Right.
to achieve something and be successful at something. So I think my advice for everyone would just be go out there and just explore. And I think a very crucial part of university and high school, both as a student, is to go out there and explore different areas. So a lot of the students are focused on academics, but it's so important to realize where your passion lies. You don't want to be 10 years down the line and not like your job, for
Right.
example, right? Because you picked it because of whatever reasons you did.
Yeah.
So I think just exploring is important. You might try something and you might not like it, but which is a
Right.
good thing because now you know or you have a better sense of direction of what you might like. So
Right.
rejection. So I read this on LinkedIn. I'm not sure who came up with this, but that was very inspirational to me. Where I read, rejection is equal to redirection. So
Ah,
every rejection that you get, you're being redirected
right.
in whether it's your strength, whether it's another experience. So that's a very powerful thing to keep in mind.
That's awesome. That's a great advice to give to other millennials like you. When I came as a student, I knew only to focus on my studies
Mm-hmm.
and then move forward with it. But I never thought about anything else outside the box to socially develop myself, to self develop myself, to follow or pursue my passion. Nobody told me that, in those days. Like I'm talking about 1996,
Yeah.
1997. So, but I really admire you're so brave, you're so courageous, you're so bold, and especially like you have the support of your family to come out like this and talk, to be a role model. I'm sure you're going to be a role model in the future for so many students out there and people out there as well. So I was thank you, Malavika, so much for taking your time to come in spite of your busy schedule. So I was very impressed just by hearing you, and I have no doubt that you are one of the future millennial to watch out for sure. And
Thank you.
I wish you all the best for all your future endeavors, and I wish you can come back to my show again. Now, thank you for watching the Atlanta Real, and stay tuned for more inspiring interviews and stories like this. So here we believe that watching and listening to inspiring stories will open up your mind and stimulate new ideas and transform you to be a better version of yourself. So stay tuned, and I will see you in my next. Bye.